for, you know.
That's true.
Yeah.
But then, yeah, but you want, if they want to get the ductwork out, then.
Well, that would be the ductwork, wouldn't it? Wouldn't that,
Yeah.
that chase would be the ductwork, yeah.
So where would the ductwork go, Jim?
Basically, what you have is a sheet metal box. Almost picture it like a chimney, but the shape of this unit ventilator that would go vertically up to the ceiling.
And
then
what would be inside of it to soundproof it?
Insulation.
they have duct liner
Okay.
that's you know, thin
It's about an inch maybe, that stuff.
black
Yeah.
kind of fiber that to absorb the sound, and then at the very top you'd have a grill, a slot, so the air would blow out basically at the ceiling level.
And so would we have the TV on the outside of that
And the
ductwork?
TV would be on mounted to the outside face of that box.
All right. What do you estimate the cost to be?
The sheet metal itself isn't going to be, I had to guess that, I'd say probably $500 or $600.
Well, it's the mounting,
the
yeah,
TV.
mounting that
You gotta
stuff, yeah.
create something that's
Yeah.
rigid
Yeah.
enough to mount the TV to.
My gut, if I was to say that, I mean, if you were to mount off the wall, bring that out, so you'd have that, enclose that with a sheetrock wall with an access in the bottom, I mean, I'll be honest with you, probably tickling $2,000.
2,000?
That'd be my,
Yep.
yeah.
And Jerry, how long would it take to do it? Let's say you had,
Well, I mean, I would say that, shoot, I mean, a week, I would allow a week to do it, but my consensus is, who does your, most of your mechanical work here? Do you have anybody in particular?
Me?
Okay, okay, well, so
Well, when we did over on the south part, we did a couple of those things where we put some goosenecks and did that. Who came out and did that? I think
That was,
was that Peterson or?
who did that? I think Ellingson's did
Ellingson,
that. I think
could be.
Ellingson's
They
did
did
that.
this last work here for us. But anyway, I'd get their 2 cents on what they needed for access on those panels down there, because, I mean, like I said, you could make it accessible at 3 foot down or whatever.
Well, I see what Jim was talking about, he's talking about just using the actual ductwork as a structural for.
Well, I don't think the duct is gonna be rigid enough to
Okay.
hold the TV, and like Tom's saying, that air movement, especially on sheet metal,
Yeah,
is gonna
yeah,
vibrate in
yeah.
the TV.
I really think that Jerry's idea with the stud wall there is a pretty fair idea as far as getting, so you'd have, it would be a better system.
Well, it'd be a little
Yeah,
structural.
and right now, but see, they also got the return air and.
Right, right,
so
and you'd have to maybe
you'd
put a
have to
vent
keep
down
that.
underneath there so
You
it
could
could still
certainly
pull air.
work out something to make that so it could still get airflow, and then have all access to all the bottom, because each one of those panels must come out, John, the way it looks, so.
Now, it looks like it's just all the ones on the face, the ends don't open.
Wouldn't be necessary.
No, but if you have, those ends are removable, like if you have to take a motor out or something.
So then you'd have to have a little more room, you'd have to make that just a little bit bigger.
Yeah, it's,
All right. Well, let's ask you this question, do those does that have to be on there if you put a wall in front of it?
Well, probably wouldn't have to be.
They're what
The
I'm
thing
saying.
is, you know, to work in here is almost impossible.
Well, you gotta keep because that draws air across
Yeah,
the
yeah,
whole
yeah.
bottom, so you gotta.
I would
keep-
say if you're gonna do a wall,
You
I
gotta
would
keep
start
it.
out here.
A foot? Yeah. Well, you got the room to do it.
Yeah, I think you build the two,
yeah, we just put that up 2 days ago.
That's not hard to relocate.
I think you build the two ends, and, you know, then you build it across, right across the front, and then,
What does that weigh up there, 50 pounds? How much does that weigh?
I don't know.
They're not
Probably
that
50,
heavy.
they're not
Yeah,
real heavy,
yeah,
I would
yeah.
say 50.
So I mean, it wouldn't be like you got a ton of weight here to deal with. I mean, if a guy put a bracket on the wall to come out through for it.
We'd probably have to move a light or something, we would go up to
Maybe,
it.
maybe.
I was
Well-
just trying to figure out
What would be the difference here if we made just a plenum here and we brought it up here on both sides and then out? Would we get enough?
that's probably a question, I wanna run this past, Dolish Engineers, and see if he's got a idea or thought on it.
I'll post it as a YouTube video and then I'll give you the link to show it.
Okay.
You'll see the whole discussion.
The other thing is if we're putting all our air out in the ceiling, how's that gonna affect the rest of the room way up there? I don't know. See, this is the only heat we have.
Well, you'll actually throw it farther, assuming that there's enough fan power, you know, to get it up and blow it. You
Now,
actually
this-
throw it
this-
farther
this is on
across the
low.
top.
Speed it up.
You hear a little bit different.
Of course,
Yeah.
And then if you put this on there, it gets wilder.
Not much.
A little bit different.